The Trader Cobb Crypto Show, talking business in blockchain.
A lot faster. Do you think that people are not going to gold and going into Bitcoin? Because we've got over $1 trillion now in Bitcoin that could be sitting over there in gold. Now, that would have pushed the price of gold through $2,000. Do you think gold bugs are starting to understand they need some exposure to Bitcoin as well?
I do actually. I think, personally, I've owned gold. I still own a little, but my weighting to Bitcoin is far higher. As Paul Tudor Jones says, look, you're at the horse race. You understand that you want to bet on a horse. But you might as well bet on the fastest horse, though, okay? And the fastest horse is Bitcoin. Divisible, it's portable, it's transferable, it's verifiable. It is everything that some of the challenges of gold. It's fixed supply. Gold is not fixed, okay? It grows at about 2% per year supply. But I like to throw this little tidbit out. Did you know there's 20,000 pounds of gold in seawater? And if we're pretty smart as a civilization, we can probably figure out how to get that gold out of seawater. We know how to do it right now. It's just very, very environmentally unfriendly, a lot of arsenic and all that. The point is, though, look, Bitcoin is a fixed supply. Yeah, if we've lost a few, let's just even use that 21 million fixed supply. I'll run through a mathematical equation as to why I think that 21 million, each coin is going to be worth over $2 million a coin in my lifetime. You know, I won't tell you how long I think I'm going to live, but if it's not my lifetime, it'll be my kid's lifetime. Okay. So I do value gold as a store of value, but it's just nowhere near as good a store of value as Bitcoin is. And yes, some of the people that understand the challenges to the fiat system who were gold bugs are doing the right thing. And they're saying, hey, I should diversify. I'm at the race. I bet on horse number 3, but you know what? I'm going to go for horse number 1, the best horse in the race, where Bitcoin can go as a value. And this is important because you said gold. Well, gold is still minuscule in the context of the whole global financial system as well. Yeah. Okay. So the total global financial assets are 900 trillion US dollars. That's all the value of all assets around the world. That includes all debt. It includes real estate. Okay. Total global debt's about $400 trillion. Okay. Total gold is 10 trillion. Yeah. Anyone who owns bonds right now needs their head examined. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We shouldn't be worried about gold at 10 trillion. We should be looking at 400 trillion, something that's 40 times the size of gold with negative yielding debt. Okay. There's still over $15 trillion of negative yielding debt in the world. Hey, guess what? If you own an asset that is negative yielding, it's not an asset, guys. You have it on the wrong side of your little T account. It's actually a liability. It's a liability. So stop this round, okay? It's a liability. It's not an asset. So let's use that 900 trillion because I know we're getting to the end of your show. 900 trillion. I do believe that Bitcoin will become the reserve asset of the world. Why? Because I think energy will someday be priced in Bitcoin. And I think it'll happen soon because you have the Russias of the world that are receiving depreciating US dollars for their valuable natural resources, and they hold US treasuries. Both are losing propositions. Yep. Don't you think they'd rather get paid digital energy for their natural energy? So I think that oil and natural gas someday will sooner than later will be priced in Bitcoin. When that happens, Bitcoin will become the de facto reserve asset of the world. I didn't say currency, I said asset. Okay. Yeah. Of that $900 trillion under that scenario, how much do you think it's reasonable to expect that Bitcoin could capture 5% of that market? Just 5%. If it's the reserve asset, I think it's very reasonable. Well, what's 5% of 900 trillion is 45 trillion. What's 45 trillion divided by 21 million? That's over $2 million of Bitcoin. Okay. These are the upside asymmetric returns that I search my entire life for. I'm not giving you 100% certainty this is happening, but I'll tell you it's greater than zero. And if you own 0 Bitcoin right now, because you're 100% certain it's going to 0, you're an idiot. Okay. Yeah. You're playing a probabilities game that you cannot possibly predict. So let's play that game with the idiots though. Okay. Yep. So Mr. Idiot, I'm going to give you a 95% chance Bitcoin is worth 0. If you give me a 5% chance,
so it's worth 2 million.
It's worth 2 million. Okay. Well, what is the expected value of that binary distribution? Binary means there's only 2 outcomes when in reality it's a continuous distribution and you need to do. But of that binary distribution, 95 times 0 is 0. And 5% times 2 million is $100,000 a coin today. Okay. Don't mess around with probabilities and expected value, everybody. Or when I say don't mess around, do the probabilities and expected value and realize this is an unbelievable opportunity that you should have at least greater than 0 exposure in your portfolio for Bitcoin. It's very simple. If you don't understand this, you probably failed grade 11 math. And if you failed grade 11 math, you shouldn't be managing your own money. And if your portfolio manager doesn't understand this math, find one that does understand this math, okay? Because it's about as simple as it gets. It's the best asymmetric trade I have ever seen in 30 years. And I can't guarantee you of the outcome, but I'll just tell you, you better not own 0 of it. Because if it does come true, well, your generational wealth has been lost because you have been thick to actually and too intellectually lazy. And you listen to old people like Charlie Munger, who's so conflicted. Don't be intellectually lazy. You need to do your own work.
Well, if they can make $1, they will sell you something. If they can't make $1, then it's bad. It is that easy.
How about this, though? The smart investment banks that realize that they will be disintermediated by this and are doing the right thing. So NYDIG is North American, we'll call it an asset manager, but they stand for New York Digital Investment Group, okay, NYDIG. Yep. They are run by this very smart ex-Goldman Sachs guy by the name of Ross Stevens. So Ross Stevens funding, and maybe in Australia, you guys already know this, but let me repeat it. He went out and raised $200 million. And who did he raise that $200 million of Series A or Series B funding from? He raised it from New York Life, George Soros, Mass Mutual, and Morgan Stanley. Okay. Each one of them put $50 million in. And why did they do that? Because they were not intellectually lazy, but they were also hedging their legacy business with which I believe will be the future of finance, which will be the top of the funnel solutions. After you convert Bitcoin from natural energy to digital energy, you're going to build an entire ecosystem on top of the digital energy platform that is distribution, custody, banking, insurance, everything that the traditional banking system doesn't do that well right now. You'll do it way better with Bitcoin. And there's only 21 million of them, okay?
21 million Bitcoin, fair value, $110,000 Right now, it is at $40,418. If you can do math, you know what you should be doing.
You need to take control of your future, place it in the hands of a decentralized protocol, and actually understand the laws of conservation of energy. That's what Bitcoin is.
Greg, you've put it very, very well, mate. It's been a pleasure having you on the show. You're going to have a lot of people that are sitting back listening to this, cheering you on and cheering on what we're doing with Bitcoin. And, if people need education, that's the reason why I speak to people like you. So thanks so much for your time being up late at night over there in Canada. I appreciate it. And I look forward to speaking to you again in the future.